Okay. Okay, first crash. Oh, God. This game is so unstable. It's fucking insane. Huh? Oh wait, I forgot. I need to find these extra lives now. There you go. Ah shit, I forgot this. Fat balls! Hey Dennis, what's up, man? What is up? Hope you're having a good start to the year. Whoops, missed a shot. That's not good. Nothing but grinding Minecraft with a homie. How about you? Nice, bro. That's a good way to start the year. For me, it's unfortunately just been work. I sometimes miss being unemployed, man, I have to say. Kinda miss it. What I don't miss is the money issue. That's something I do not miss, however. Oh, yeah. What? That was a funny parry right there. Cleany clean. Give up on UN or just practicing? Practicing, bro. Practicing because, like, playing this game on 300 damage to player is... It's such a jump from 250. It's just... It's only 50%, but it feels like such a huge jump. It's insane. Like, I feel pretty comfortable, like, beating this game on normal, on UN, like, with just 150% speed, but I mean... On, with 300% damage to player and a low parry window, like, the game just gets a lot harder. Like, way, way harder. For a second, I thought your age was getting to you. Well, that too. To be very honest with you, I think that's also getting to me. Oh, come on. See, like, it takes nothing. It's not very balanced difficulty, I can tell you. Oh man, see, like, it's so insane. Like, the game is so unforgiving. Just get good. Logically, there's no need to take damage. Like, I believe Retro did damageless. No way. No. Okay, Night Trap, I'm going to correct you on that. So, Devo, he did 2016 on damageless. Then Retro thought, okay, I'm going to try to top Devo and try to do Dark Ages damageless, and he just couldn't do it. So, that right there, my dear friend, is the truth. And I get hit. Okay. Okay. Got it. Come on. What's good, Salim? Good to have you on, man. Hope you're good, bro. Hope the map making is going good. Either way, you fundamentally just need to get better dodging. Based on your gripe about armor, you rely too much on resupply. My gripe with armor? What do you mean? Ooh. How do you feel like Dark Ages doesn't have a solid armor resupply system like Eternal? Oh, like that? Yeah, that sense. That's not my issue though. My issue is that there's a lot of, like, on 300% damage to player, there's a lot of deaths that feel unfair at times. That's what I meant by that. Like, for example, the last time I died, it was in Siege Part 2 and Final Arena, and I died because I stood in the fire for like 2 seconds. And the fire, so the thing with fire in this game is that when you stand in it at 150% speed, it damages you way faster, so the tick damage goes way faster. And on top of that, if you're playing at 300 damage to you, the damage is higher. So not only do you get faster tick damage, but also the damage itself is higher. So I'm just trying to explain to you that, you know, like, it's not because, like, it's not because I have issues when I'm in, like, fighting a bunch of demons in an arena, because I can resupply there for sure. But there's a lot of sort of, like, little things, for example, like fire in this game, and it just kills a lot of people. And then bullshit deaths like being stun locked, you know, in a corner. It's super. There's a lot of nuance to this game, more than Eternal had, actually, when it comes to damage and how you die and all these things. Attempting no damage in this game is crazy. Sometimes you take damage that's not supposed to take the... Like, exactly, like, okay, so another death that I got recently was trying to parry a Hell Knight, but for some reason the attack just goes through my parry. There's a lot of little things in this game that make you die, you know... Oh my god. Yeah, it's a funny game at times. And again, I feel like it wasn't designed... It's not a game that was designed for Ultra Nightmare, I feel. Also need to shield bash fodder more as it clears them out and lets you gain... Yeah, no shit. Thanks, Night Trap. Thanks for the tip. I didn't know that. Oh, another death also is when you're trying to shield bash an enemy, but the game decides that you're going to shield bash another enemy instead. That's also... I watched Devo lost his UN run by that shit dude. He was fighting Anagadon Hunter. He parried his attack and he died because the parry didn't register. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's what I mean. By the way, Salim, I also watch Devo a lot. He's so... I really love him as a streamer. I really... You're telling me they didn't balance the game around permadeath. Shocker. Yeah. I know, but they could though, you know, because like a lot of people play Doom on Ultra Nightmare, right? So technically they should. Like this is 3 modern titles. 2016 Eternal and Dark Ages, where they know that there's an audience that plays UN, you know? So it's in their best interest to balance around that. I just think it's not a priority for them, you know? Because most people don't play Ultra Nightmare. They do, but I don't think they test the 150 game speed. Hell no, they don't. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Like it's there, but it's not well. It's not play tested well enough. That's my 2 cents on it. Of course, it's not a priority. There's no need to prioritize it. Let me just take care of this guy. Of course, it's not a priority. There's no need to prioritize it. I think the true thing they need to change is bugs like the shield BS. Yeah, I think it's just hard to... The problem is, I think it's a hard thing. The shield bug is... I think that's the issue with having so many inputs for one tool. You know, because like this is parrying, right click. If you want to shield bash, right click, left click. Those are things that can... Just those 2 things can create issues, you know what I mean? Like, ah, that's all I wanted to do. Because I find myself, there's a lot of times where, like, But that's another issue. It's like me wanting to shield bash onto one enemy, but the game just chooses another one. Like, it's just, I don't know. Things like that. And that results in bullshit deaths, you know? All these issues happen because of the game speed. It's a priority. It's a $70 AAA only single player game. They should test everything and polish everything. Yeah. Salim, do you have, I mean, since you have a bit of a foot into id, do you do you think they rushed towards the end? Were things kind of unfinished-ish? I mean, did they release an unfinished product? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not talking only about permadeath. I talk about the game in high game speed. It breaks so many stuff. Yeah, it does. It does for sure. For sure. Like the same way Eternal breaks on really high frame rate. You know, it's very comparable. What's in the deal? What is the DLC release date? Oh man, Kool-Aid. I wish I knew. If I knew, I would tell you, but I don't. But if I had to bet, I would probably say like sometime sometime between March and June. And I expect us to get a DLC trailer at the Xbox Developer Direct, which is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I think. 3 weeks. It's at the end of the month. So that's one thing I expect to see. They likely don't have the resources to prioritize everyone. Also, that doesn't really work either. You need to prioritize the bigger audience rather than the pros like Vitesse. I mean, I'm not a pro because I'm not a speedrunner, but of course, like, I'm not people like me and, you know, Devo and, you know, Maynard and all these guys who play this game a lot, we're definitely not the target audience. Yeah. I think the game released in good state. The problem is it has about polishing the fundamentals and design choices kind of lacking. Yeah. I think, you know, there's a lot of things that are going to be polished for the DLC. I really have a lot of confidence in that happening, actually. Midnight said the DLC will be released in January. Did Midnight say that? Kool-Aid, are you sure he said that? It's still a great game. My favorite game in 25. Oh, by far. 2025 was a shitty year for gaming, Salim. So that's an easy win, but still, like, I think it's so far above everything else, and I cannot believe this game lost to Hades 2 for Best Action Game. It's such a rigged Game Awards, like, it's insane. I was really pissed by that, I'm not gonna lie. Because it's the second time it happens. It also happened in 2020 with Eternal losing to Hades 1. So that really, I find that very upsetting, actually. I hope the DLC or Master Levels have more interactive arenas like the current ones feel flat. Yeah. I think we're gonna get more. I think one thing about the DLC we're gonna get is, can you stop moving? Thank you. I think one thing in the DLC we're gonna get is like more like vertical arenas. Not like Eternal, but still, because I think there's gonna be more like mobility options, and I think that's something that's a fact. That's something that Hugo Martin teased, right? I don't think the DLC will release in January. They haven't started the marketing yet, dude. Yeah, exactly. Like, I really doubt that's going to happen in January. However, Salim, I'm not sure if you remember this, but, like, do you remember the trailer for Tag 2? So Tag 1 was announced, I think, during the summer of 2020. And then it released in October, like 2 or 3 months later, right? Tag 2, however, was announced in March 2021. And then it released like 2 days later or something like that. So they could technically pull off something similar with this. I don't know. I hope they do, because I want it out as soon as possible. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 20th of August 2020. Yeah, so Tag 2, I'm not sure if it was in March or April or whatever, but it was definitely, it was announced early 2021. and then it released a few days later. Not even just flat like hype, but also just things around. The most special gimmicks is barrels. Everything else is a demon status effect. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but that's a game though. Like Dark Ages is a flatter experience. You know, like it's yeah. They released a trailer for Tag 2, and the next day they released it. Exactly, that's what I mean. So my question to you is, was that on purpose, or was that because of, like, timeline issues, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Because it feels kind of weird that they released a trailer and then the game, I mean, the DLC releases a few days later. Like, that's something weird about that. Because they know the Tag 2 was lacking many stuff, and because of the deadline they had to rush it, they were forced to rush it. Okay, got it. That makes sense. Yeah, Tag 2, speaking of a unfinished game, that was definitely it. That was... The good thing about Tag 2 was the introduction of the hammer. That was a great addition, but everything else about it was so lackluster. Yeah, but that doesn't feel good. Like, every Doom Eternal arena had an impact on the demons. Dark Ages is meant to be the next best thing, and then lacking on that front feels bad. I know what you mean, Night Trap, but it's just, it's such a different, like, the philosophy is so different. It's a completely different game. It's a... And that's why, like, I've stopped comparing Dark Ages to Eternal, because it's two different design philosophies. Dark Ages is a simpler, more grounded Doom that has more of a focus on, you know, set pieces and story, right? They released it the next day. I've announced it was crazy. All I know, Dark Ages, the production was finished. Like, they finished the game in November 2024. That 6 months of polishing, and I think they did a great job. Same thing here. They did a great job. Can you stop? Fuck the Mank. What about Doom 3? What about Doom 3? I think May or April would be a good date to release the DLC, yeah. I don't know. To me, it's... I feel like a year after the release of the base game is a bit... feels a bit long. You know what I mean? Just feels a bit too long. And also, you have to keep in mind that the longer we wait, the more we have expectations, right? So if we wait for a year and we get something with a few levels here and there, not a lot of added depth, which is something that a lot of us expect, is like a gameplay loop that expands on what we have already. If we don't get that, I think there's a reason for us to be upset. I would be upset at least if, you know, I got a typical like map pack with a few extra maps and that's it. You know, like nothing really new added to the gameplay. You know, I would be very upset about that, to be honest with you. Not upset, but just disappointed. You know, because I also did pay for my premium version of the game, which costs. Wait, I just have to get these guys first. So yeah. So there's a balance. I don't want it to take forever to release, and at the same time, I also want something fresh added to it, other than just extra maps. Yeah. Sorry guys, 2 seconds, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. I hope they will not do the same thing for Tattoo, because they were to have the same production for Dark Age in 2021. I hope they will not rush it. I think the DLC is going to be huge, judging based on price. Yeah, for sure. I think it will be. But I hope it's not huge in terms of like the size of the maps. Like, just imagine, you know, like if we expect huge to be, let's say there's 6 maps for this DLC. And 2 of them are Atlan mech levels. So those are levels that I don't want. And then let's say, I don't know, 2 of them are like Siege Part 1 type maps, like really open. If it's huge from that perspective, then no. If it's huge from a perspective where they add like new melee weapons, new mobility weapons, options, maybe 1 or 2, just 1 shield room, then I'll be like, okay, that's pretty decent, you know? But if it's just a glorified map pack with shit ton of content in terms of, you know, having huge maps with lots to do, I don't really care for that. I don't, you know, I didn't buy Dark Ages for the exploration. That's not something I did. I bought it for the gameplay, and I love the gameplay. It's different, you know. It's different, but in a good way. See, like this bullshit sometimes. They should probably also, one thing I would do if I were them is lower the damage on fodder. Fodder they just do way too much damage in this game. Like, you didn't mute? No. But Siege Part 1 was cool. Are you doing 1% completion or just any percent run? Nah, like this is not a speed run. Like I'm just doing no. I'm not doing 100% completion. This is just like basically I'm just practicing Ultra Nightmare on these settings, on these sliders, on Pandemonium. So Pandemonium for now, and then once I feel ready, then I'll move on to doing this on Ultra Nightmare. I just feel like I've been grinding these sliders on Ultra Nightmare for the past few weeks, and I just find it really just very cheap at times how you die, and you know. So these are just practice runs where I can just relax, so to speak. It also makes it easier for me to stream as well. Oh my god. I did not do that yet. Thank you. Imagine you die in Pandemonium. I mean, Pandemonium is technically just Ultra Nightmare. You only have like a few more chances per level, right? You have to start from scratch. So it's funny because Eternal had extra lives mode, which is supposed to be the same thing, but except that in Eternal, when you die, you just respawn where you die. Here, you have to respawn at the start of the level, right? Which makes it a tiny bit harder. You still look like you're having BS, so it's making me wonder how much you're learning. I mean, Night Trap, it's still, you know, at the end of the day, it's a video game. The video games are buggy by nature, and that's just how it is, you know. To be honest, I don't mind something like Tag 1, top tier levels, challenging, maybe 4 to 5 new levels like Harbor of Soul type levels. That will be good. Oh man, Harbor of Souls. I love that level. Salim, if you want to be my... If you want me to worship you, please make a Harbor of Souls master level. Please do that. And just call it Harbor of Salim. There you go. Title. You got it right there. But I agree, like having a tag 1 type structure, I wouldn't complain either. Come on, come up. Lol. Well, yeah, if you're not finding a way around bugs like while practicing, you're still going to struggle when you enter BS, and you're still going to die. Yeah, Salim, thank you. Thank you for standing up for me, bro. Night Trap is cool, but he challenges me a lot, you know? He keeps me on my toes, so I can't really... And that's good. But so far, no deaths, so let's see. But Salim, are you, I know a lot of people are probably bugging you with how far you are with your Eternal maps and all that, but have you done any progress on your Kaleem level? Now I'll keep this for later. Pretty clean. No, I stopped because I want to finish Corrosive. Fair enough. Corrosive is also... That would be a priority for me as well. Because that's gonna be the bomb when you release it. For sure. I'm just showing the idea here. Sometimes I'm just trolling like I don't get hit. But either way... Yeah. And it's hard for me to go back to old meth. Yeah. I mean, this is now I mean, if you're making a Kali master level, now you're back to the legacy way of doing things, right? I understand you. Either way, you need to get better in order to do the challenge better, to not just get through by having a run with no BS. Yeah, but I mean, iTrap, how much have you played Dark Ages? Because I'm asking you this because most people who've played this game a lot will tell you that there's a lot of bugs and you can't plan for bugs and you can't practice for bugs. Bugs happen, and either you get lucky and you're able to escape them, or you're not lucky. So skill is not going to save your ass every time, right? At least in this game. If you told me, for example, in Eternal, because Eternal, Ultra Nightmare, if you're skilled, you'll finish that easy. And bugs or no bugs, your skill will get you out of that, right? Because of the movement, because if you, like in Eternal, if you know your DPS, combos, you're good, right? In this game, you're grounded, so you don't have that movement. You also take a lot more damage from fodder, for example, so it doesn't take much to take you down. There's a lot of stuff with the shield that breaks, you know, it's... I would argue that this game is harder to complete on Ultra Nightmare compared to, you know, Eternal. And Eternal is not an easy game. See? That was it. For example, that right there was a parry. No question about it. But the game decides, no, it's not. That's the type of bullshit I mean when I say bullshit. God, see, I mean... Again, that was a parry. Can you? Want to do your parry thing? God, man. I want to use this guy for the parry thing. Come back. Come back. See, like, that's what I mean. Right there. The Hell Knight parries. Come back here, bro. Fuck you. I'd rather make Harbor of Souls master level in the office, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I get you. I got what you mean there, yeah. Someday, man. I'm sure it's going to happen. I know there's bugs, but the proper way to get past them is positioning or routing, but I know how much you love routing. Night Trap, my man. This is not Classic Doom. Classic Doom routing is important because you need to get to weapons and all that. In this game, it's a very different kind of routing. Very different here because you don't have to route around weapons. You're more routing around resources. Like gold and, you know, being able to buy stuff, etc., right? It's a completely different... It's not very comparable. You know, it wasn't. Your timing is off, mate. If you do it too early or late, your shield takes damage. Oh, really, Natrap? I didn't know that. Are you sure? So you're telling me that if I parry too early, it doesn't work? Does it need to be Classic Doom? Routing ranges from any type kill. Yeah, of course it does. Obviously. I agree with you on that. It as is to, bro, let us enjoy the stream for the love of God. Oh, Salim, bro. Vidaz is doing good. Yeah, it's why I struggle with Agadon. It's why I need to kill him quick, because I can only land so many parries. Yeah, but Agadons are just, like, they're the easier, I think. They're like, they have a pretty simple pattern. The ones that bother me a lot are the Barons. They're very... They can bug out too. Like, you know, they'll start a combo and then they'll stop. And then they'll just sit in front of you and look at you. Like, pretty much like the Marauder and Eternal. Like, those two are very... A lot of people compare, like, the Marauder to the Agadon Hunter. Like, I would actually compare the Marauder to the Baron in this game. Because they're so unpredictable, you know? They start doing something and then they stop and then they sit there and just look at you and then they start all over again. It's so unpredictable. I'm just trying to help Daz. Yeah, but Daz knows what he's doing. Yeah. So Night Trap, just so you know, just to give you a bit of background, right? I played this game for 400 hours. So I know what I'm doing. And but I'm also very aware of the game's shortcomings. There you go, that's done. So sometimes, obviously, when I die, sometimes it's my fault, and I'll say it. But sometimes, like the last time I died, for example, I was doing very well, and then I was about to shield bash into an enemy and kill him, but no, I shield bashed into another enemy. And as a result of that, I die. And that's where, you know, it's not me making mistakes, it's the game that decides, that bugs out, or, you know, decides to do something else than what was intended. And that's where I call bullshit. I'm not going to call bullshit on a bad parry. I'm not going to call bullshit on prioritizing the wrong enemy. You know, like all these things, right? But for something like that, I will. So, and that's just my personality, maybe, right? Barons bug out a lot. It's like that cricket sound meme where they stop attacking and be like, exactly like wing. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like they're just unpredictable. They're very fast and unpredictable. Marauder usually bugs out because they look shortcuts by using Doom 2016 code, but didn't really fully remove infighting, so the Marauder shields against enemy projectiles. Marauders also do that for sure, and then they'll spawn the dog because because of that, right? In my opinion, this game mainly suffers of the issue of inconsistency in its rules. It does. That's a good way to put it, Lightwing. Wait, actually, should I maybe... No, I don't have that upgrade done yet. See? Oh, bullshit. Fucking fodder, man. Oh. There you go. Fucking hell. This difficulty, bro. It's no joke. That damn dog. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. GG's. Yeah, thanks, Night Trap. See, Night Trap? You should be like Lightwing and show me a bit of support instead of criticizing everything that I do. How about that? That's not what I have to do, but okay, a little slow-mo. Actually, I'll switch back to my gloves or gauntlets. Max sliders on this update when? Oh, bro. Woo! Lightwing. I really don't know, man. I'm just afraid that I'm gonna hate the game if I do that. I'm afraid I'm really gonna dislike the game if I do it on max sliders. You know what I mean? Or get tired of it or get frustrated because like max sliders just it's bullshit. It's absolute like. Speaking of balanced, the game was definitely not balanced around max sliders. It is the worst way to play this game. You know, Doom Eternal, when demons spawn, like teleporting, they have an intro animation. In this game, they ignore the intro animation. They attack you immediately. Exactly. That's Celine. That's really funny. That's something that I noticed. That's something that I noticed, especially like I've noticed that really, especially with Hell Knights. Hell Knights will spawn, and as soon as they spawn, you don't even get. It's a millisecond where they spawn, and then they'll jump, and it's they'll jump and strike you right away. And I've died to that as well. So it's a funny thing that's there. There's an intentional soft lock for you in this level related to Hell Knight. Did you know about it, Daz? There's an intentional Lightwing, can you... Is that the one where you... Right after you fight the Vagary, where you have to go into that little cave? Is that the one? Otherwise, I can't think of where that could be. You see, my name has night in it. With a Lightwing has light. I'm not the good side. Granted, I will cool down on being a div. If you remember, a double projectile corridor or jumps out of water. Yes. Yes. If you leave it alive and go back into water. Okay. Huh. I did not know about that. Man, this song is lit. I have to say, this game has really grown on me. Alright. You can never go back to surface as the main aggressive Hell Knight will keep pushing you back into the water. Okay. Huh. Every time I see that guy, I just super shock at him to the face. I want him out of the way because I think I've died and you went to him. I think probably in one of my first attempts, I died to him. That Hell Knight is nasty, and you get super nervous with those fireballs as well. So it's like, it's a terrible place. I mean, it's a clever place, but a terrible place for you to get a Hell Knight in. Especially when you're starting off this game, then you get super like confused and you make mistakes. And why are you all the way over here, bro? That's interesting. See, this is a good use of the chain shot. The chain shot is amazing at taking down armor. It's really useful for that reason. Come on. Happens a lot, especially with Agon Hunter. Damage me before he becomes visible. Yeah, that. Yeah, him too. Him too. Yeah, yeah. Like it's all these. It's basically all the melee demons do that. You know, in Doom 3, you can damage enemies before they fully teleport in, so that's like the reverse of that. Salim in the Sentinel's command station, the confined room with the Agadon. Yeah. That happens because, yeah, exactly, that room. That's a good example. Lightwing, because like you go in there, and then it's like a few seconds after he spawns in, and as soon as he spawns in, he swipes you right away, right? So you have to be super ready for that. Also, I find it funny how Archviles can have invisible fire in both Classic Doom and Eternal. Both are a bug. Yeah, Archviles, so to me, in Eternal, you have Archviles, you have Whiplashes. Those are two very, very buggy enemies because, like, their attacks are airborne, essentially. You're in the air, and they can take you, like, from so far away. They can, you know, attack you. It's crazy. Trying to justify it by comparing to old titles, Lightwing. Yeah. It's hard to compare modern Doom to the classics. It's not very... That's a hard comparison to make. In most areas. Not all of them, but in most areas, I think it's a hard comparison to make. Can that... I'm not gonna fight that guy. Oh my god. What now? Why did I lose my health? Is that because he blew up one of the... Just gonna get some health back here because this is not gonna work otherwise. Oh god. This is not gonna end well. I need me some... See? Night Trap, this is an example of things going south. Thank you. And then you have to run around looking for health. Yeah, I don't want to die here. This is a long level to do over again. My god. Right. Whiplashes are so stupid. Yeah, Modern Doom is more like Quake. No shit. Modern Doom is very much like Quake. Night Trap, my slider is actually good if you have done enough runs. I enjoyed it a lot, even though I have yet to complete the final levels. It really makes you think about what you're doing all the time. Yeah, like, I mean, that really pushes you to think about every single move you make. That is absolutely for sure. Like, the game is just... Oh, it's so hard. On those... On those sliders. My goodness. This all feels long. Yeah, but it is long. It is for sure. Like, and I am... Seriously, I'm flying through it. If you really want to do everything here, like 100%, it's way, 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 way longer. I'm cutting a lot of corners here. I can tell you that. What I'm going for is like the resources and the challenges, and that's about it. Like the codexes, the secrets, you know, I don't care about that stuff. I've never been a 100% kind of guy anyways. Lightning almost broke my thumb on max sliders because I was so tense. No wonder. One thing I'm actually sad is that we didn't get any master levels with Dark Ages. Repertorium is great, but curated master levels would have been awesome. I agree with you on that. I completely agree with you on that. I think that's a miss. That's a big miss. You're supposed to... Really? Are you spawning now? Okay, that's weird. That's a big miss, I think. Because master levels would have been great for this game. Have I done my challenges? Wait. 1, 2, 3. Did I miss one? Wait a second, guys. I'm sorry for delaying this, but I thought I took out all the artillery. Oh, I think I know what I missed. It's not a glitch. No, I think I missed one. Yeah, I think, yeah, I know which one I missed. I know now. Right here. Yeah, here. There you go. There you go. That's done. Even a bit of gold here. Great. Did I have... Yes, got everything. Wait, did I? Yeah, got it. The Codex Astartes. Hot take, I think Siege Part 1 is way better than Resurrection for me at least. Yes, but Resurrection I can complete way faster than Siege Part 1. Resurrection is actually faster for me. There's no master levels for the game. Something better, NG+, yeah. Also, if it has collectible progress, it's glitching out and showing 100% even if you haven't collected everything. I observed it. Really? Oh, okay. Huh. I have something I want to say, but I promised to not be a dick. Yeah, but go ahead, Night Trap. I'm used to it anyways, and I can take it. I can take your dickness. Pacing and no much variety of environments. Yeah. Yeah. The campaign is just, I love playing through it, but I have, for example, what's coming up now is an example of something that I don't like. It's the turret sections. And I've repeated myself on these over and over again, but I just can't... Whoops. Yeah. Turret sections, island sections, dragon sections I accept because they're sort of a transportation method and you know there's going to be slayer combat, right? But other than that, like... I think it's just it's unnecessary having this. I'd much rather just get the level started, you know? Isn't he supposed to falter when you do... See, like, this is something I don't understand, for example. Isn't he supposed to falter when you... Okay. They're already working on NG Plus. I checked the files. No. Salim, they're working on NG Plus. Seriously. It's a low grab. It's past me now. Okay, good. Oh, hell no. That's great stuff, Salim. Hope you get a warm-up gift before the DLC at least. Yep. 100%. I'm still trying to collect these guys, but I forget that I'm on Pandemonium, and when I take the, I'm full on these. But if I was an Ultra Nightmare, I'd be a full. It would be a full heal. So I need to remember. So I thought further, I think I'd give me more ridiculous about Classic Doom. Look at this guy just walking down the stairs slowly. Love it. You're not being a dick. Everybody has different tastes, and I respect that. Yeah, for sure. I've emulated a lot of your gameplay in my playstyle, Vidaz. Not the quick switching though. Yeah. I mean, there's less skill expression here than there is in Eternal, but still, like, I think there are ways to play better, right? And you know, there is a bit of a skill, sort of. There's a bit of a curve, right? Yeah, I get different tastes, but I am to yap about something and try to help it, but I be classic Doom as I know that game deeply. But it should be, yeah. Like, some people like to eat burgers with cheese, and some people don't like it with cheese. I don't like cheese on my burger either. It's way too... It's way too greasy if I do that, you know? So I'm one of those people. I also don't like pepperoni on my pizza. You know, and that's a big, there's a lot of debate around that. I'm definitely not a pepperoni on a pineapple. Sorry, pineapple, not pepperoni. Pineapple on a pizza. Oh. This is not good. That was... So for the people who are nervous around this part, there's a way to cheese it. Just have him come right here, and then just sit here, and you can take him out from a distance. It's such a dumb... But it works. As you can see. See, guys, that was karma right there. That was karma with a big K. Me trying to cheese the game and then it punishing me for it. That was bad. That was really bad. Okay. Speaking of cheese. Yeah. Yeah, this last level is really unpredictable. It really is. That's the thing with those battle knights. This is where we die. Trick section BS. Yeah. Ah, fucking hell. There we go. Yeah, I'm not gonna try that again. Have a good one. I'm gonna have lunch. Yeah, Night Trap. No worries, man. Take care. Speak soon. Got so accustomed to the 150% speed, I can't go back now. The Nightmare pre-made balance the game had, the speed should have been more, to be honest, for the Nightmare balance. Yeah, I completely agree. It was way too slow, also for me, the first time I played. Completely agree with you on that. I think it was, Nightmare 100% speed, right? Oof, I'm on low health and armor here, but this next area I don't like because it's so predictable. See, just like that. You walk in and something hits you right away. That arena, right? Like, you just jump in and right away you get a Nightmare and clawing you in the face as soon as you jump in. It is insane. Yeah. Let's do this again. This time, let's not mess it up. Ooh, great start. Oh, you fucking piece of shit. There you go. So little tip, guys, don't cheese him. If you cheese him, he'll come back at you with a vengeance by standing up on that ramp up there. Don't do it. What should I do here? I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Yeah, this is always good. This too. Yeah. To be honest with you, I wish this game was a lot shorter. I wish so too. I wish they removed... so Salim also, like, I'm not sure if you're in touch with Prote at all. But Prote hasn't updated his Streamline mod in probably 5 months. So it's obsolete now. It doesn't work on the newest update, right? So if you could get in touch with him and maybe try to get him to fix the Streamline mod, that would be great, because it's an amazing mod if you want to skip the mechs, you know, the mech sections and some dragon sections as well, like, because I agree with you, like, the game, you know, for me, like, if we could remove all the turret sections, if we could remove all the Atlan sections and maybe shorten some of the dragon sections, the game would be a lot better. That's my take, at least for me, how I like to play the game, at least. I believe a lot of restricted decisions devs did for this game is because they wanted to make the game a lot more controller-friendly. Yes, they did. They definitely wanted to, because that's criticism that they got for Eternal. Eternal was not controller-friendly enough. It was a game, so they, for Eternal, I guess, I don't know the numbers, but I'm guessing that they lost a big part of the player base on console because of the controls on console. I could imagine. I need to do this, this armor, this ammo thing. This is such a dumbass. But it has to be done. GG, smooth enough. Yeah, that went pretty well earlier on. The shorter dodge window in mech sections should have been added if there was none necessary. Yeah, make it more challenging. Yeah, but I agree with you. Or just altogether, just remove those sections. You know? Last time I talked to Protaste 5 months ago, but I might try something to fix it. Yeah, bro, you should, because like that's the reason a lot of people stop playing as well, is because, you know, we want that stuff in there, right? We want to be able to skip a lot of stuff. Ah, man. This is not going well. Man, this part as well, like, oof. Yeah. The usual trap. How far am I on these things? Okay. The ammo challenge at this level is annoying because you have to empty out all your stuff all the time between every encounter. It's a bit annoying. There you go. That's one. Come on. Good. Okay. All done. Yeah, we're good for now. Go. That rubber fight was a clutch. Yeah. Like, and I think my routing for it isn't great. Like, Wing, to be honest with you, like, I think I make it harder for myself, but that way I finish the fight quicker because I go straight for him basically, right? Because I think basically a lot of people when they jump down here, so they go, they go here. And then what I see a lot of people do is that they make themselves, they go here first, they take care of the Mancubus here, then they go here, then maybe they'll take care of the Eratotron here, and then they go up here, take a few of the shield guys here, and then they make themselves go all the way here. So I just go straight from there, straight here, there, and then, yeah. So we each have our ways of doing it, but I think mine is a bit more risky. Because this is one of the first arenas where I really feel like the game pushes you to sort of figure out the best way to route a combat arena. And that's the difference between, to me, Dark Ages and Eternal. Eternal is all about, like, just no routing. Just, you're relying 100% on your skill to, PB Rocket, PB Ballista, PB SSG, PB Stickies. And that's it. This game is a lot more... Aren't you supposed to be dead? This game is a lot more like... It's slow chess, where you really have to figure out, okay, I go for this guy first, then I go for this guy next. Like it's a very... In a way, it's a lot more cerebral as a video game. Oh fuck, did I forget to shoot that cannon? Yes, I did. Yeah. I was caught up in my own ideas. You follow the same routing as me from day one. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I just said that. Exactly, right? So, and that's why, like, I'm done comparing Eternal to Dark Ages because they're just so different from one another, man. It's like, technically they almost don't belong in the same franchise, if you see what I mean. Like, if the Dark Ages was a game developed by, I don't know, by Rockstar or whatever, not Rockstar, that's a bad example, but like maybe by Activision or whatever, it would still be a good game. I think the problem is, like, if you take Eternal as a reference and you look at Eternal as a video game, you're thinking, okay, wow, what a crazy good FPS. You know, it has everything in it, right? And then you take Dark Ages and you're like, oh, it's slower. You know, like there's not much movement involved, and you can't. Like the skill, the learning curve isn't as steep, and all these things. Therefore, it's not as good. I mean, it's very good, but in its own way. Like it doesn't have to be. Like had Eternal been a bad video game, people would have been loving this game, right? Just because Eternal was such a good game that it's been slept on in a way. What the fuck happened there? And again, I love Eternal, but like I'll tell you one thing, right? Eternal is probably my favorite video game ever. But I played it recently again. Just a few days ago, I played. I just had to look at some custom levels just for fun, right? And I played it, and then afterwards I was like, you know what? I prefer, like, I'm too tired. I don't have the energy to play this right now. I'd rather play Dark Ages and chill out, you know? But, so it's I see both games, like, depending on my mood, I see them as great in their own ways, you know? So, yeah. Gotta go now. Catch you later, dude. Have good luck on your run. Thanks, Salim, man. Take care. See you soon. Glad that Dark Ages is not a jumpy arena shooter. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I play like that sometimes. You know, you'll see me jumping around a lot and stuff. But it's true that it's not supposed to be played that way. That's for sure. It's a lot more classic Doom-like, you know. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, Aghanim Hunter time. Let's combo him to death. What? What? Was that not a parry? Excuse me. Bro, you're on no health. Just die already. Thank you. Fucking hell. Get out of here. Yeah, what damage on parry? Yeah, exactly. But again, you know, this game it really has its flaws, right? And its flaws are really, they're related to, like, that Dark Ages has its rules, but it's very clumsy on its rules. You know what I mean? Like on the execution of its rules. The parry system it's almost like the parry system in this game is its own worst enemy, you know? Because it's very strict. You have to play by it. You have to play by its rules, but at the same time, it fails sometimes. Like, it lets you down, you know? Eternal feels like Doom 2016 sequel with new mechanics and demons, like Doom 2 is a sequel to previous Doom 1993. People just wanted Eternal 2. Yeah. People wanted Eternal 2. I didn't want Eternal 2, but a lot of people did. But yeah, that's the thing about Dark Ages, is that it doesn't feel like a sequel to any to 2016 or Eternal. It feels like its own thing. It's like a different branch, you know. It's a whole different. It's yeah. God, can you stop? There you go. This is what I mean by inconsistency. Even the shield runes activation is inconsistent in their cooldowns. Yeah, I know. But you know, like, tell you what, Lightwing, I'm not sure if you played a lot of Eternal, but Eternal is also fucking inconsistent. Eternal is buggier than this game. Just to tell you, right? Eternal is a buggier game than this game. And Eternal crashes like crazy. It's... So just so you know that it's not like one game is, you know... Oh shit, this guy. Alright, shield guy. Oh, fuck off with your shit, man. These guys I hate fighting because also, speaking of inconsistent, what the fuck got me? Again, like, what the fuck got me right there? Was it this guy? Die. Jesus, that fight was much harder than it should have been. Hi, had a few drop in this week. Hugo said a few weeks ago there'll be new mobility in the Dark Age DLC. Hey, Yuckmouth, what's up, man? Yeah, exactly. Yes, there will be. We're going to be getting some sort of... It's not going to be... I think they're going to try to... This is just me guessing, right? So, Yuckmouth, I'm not sure if you played Doom Eternal, but there's the meat hook. So, it's a meat hook that's attached to your super shotgun, and it allows you to be very mobile. Like, basically attaching the meat hook to a demon and then flying towards the demon, right? And that just creates a lot of mobility as a result of that in Doom Eternal. And I'm guessing that they're going to try to get something like that in this game, but in a different... Not in the same way, because technically, you know, the shield bash in this game is already a mobility option. It's just very horizontal. So let's see if they come up with something in Dark Ages. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I got over 2K hours. Okay, me too, bro. So, okay, you know what I'm talking about. So what I'm trying to say is that we're going to get some sort of mobility thing in this game, and I think they're going to try to... It's going to be along the lines of what the meat hook was like in Eternal. That's what I'm saying, but probably just very different. Yeah, the glory kill, punching issues. Eternal always wants to crash towards the end of a perfect going master level, and it doesn't have the progress. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That when that happens, that is angering. It's so... Oh. I love it, you know, like when I'm trying to lecture somebody about Doom Eternal and the person's like, I have 2K hours. That always kills me. Because I feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm one of the very few people who plays so much Eternal, or who's played so much Eternal, that sometimes I feel like I'm, you know, there's very few of us, but, or I feel like I know everybody, or rather, I feel like I know everybody in the community who has those types of hours, right? But, nope. That's funny. These guys were supposed to spawn right there before. My favorite game ever. Well, yeah, that and Quake 3 Arena. Yes, that one's also... I haven't played that one that much. I was a big Quake 2 guy back in the day, and Quake 3 didn't play as much. But the Quake franchise, it's just amazing. I love it too. I never completed any UN on Eternal until today. So you haven't done it until today, or you still haven't done it Lightwing? Still haven't done it. Yeah. But I mean, it's a very, like, if you're willing... Here's the thing about Eternal, right? If you're willing to commit to it, you suck at quit... Hey, dude, Lightwing, I'll be very honest with you. When I picked up Eternal, I sucked at quick switching. I sucked, and that's normal because it's something you have to learn. Eternal, the thing about Eternal is that if you're ready to commit to Eternal and give everything you've got to it, really learn how to play it, you'll have the most fun in a video game ever. Really, you will. It's such a deep game. It's so replayable. To me, it's one of those perfect games for my kind of brain, you know? But the thing is, you have to commit to it. You have to be willing to, you know, like, I've spoken to people who are like, yeah, I'm going to play Eternal. Then they play it, like, for a couple hours, and they're like, oh, you know, it wasn't for me. It was too quick, or, you know, I wasn't feeling it, or whatever, you know. And then when I watch them play, I'm like, I get what, you know, like, obviously, you're playing like shit, but you have to learn how to play. It's as easy as that, you know. My quick switching feels delayed for some reason all the time compared to what I watch. I keep pressing fast enough, but for some reason it comes out delayed. Yeah, but that's all practice, dude. I have 250 hours in Eternal, and I'm still new. Nah. Do you have 250 hours, you know, have you put in 250 hours sort of consistently, or has it been sort of over 5 years? Like 10 hours here, 10 hours there, and all that. Because if you really, as I said, you know, like if you play Eternal, let's say, every week. If you play Eternal every week, I'm not saying every day, but I'm saying, you know, a couple of times a week, automatically you're going to find the muscle memory, because it's a rhythm game. Quick switching is a rhythm thing. You'll figure it out, you know? 1,000% agree. Very rewarding game if you're willing to practice. Exactly. It's all about practice. And I just remember, you know, what I would do at least is I would always check out guys who are really good online. And then I would try to do what they're doing, right? And then I just got better and better and better. And then I felt confident enough to post videos about it. And now here I am. So, like, my channel, I mean, I started my channel with Eternal. Like, Eternal was all I played, and, you know, I was grinding Eternal, playing, you know, modded stuff forever. And then I moved on to this, and that's it. What do I want to do? Yes, I want to go back up here. Over 5 years, yeah, but on Nightmare itself, might be muscle memory thing too. You might be right. Yeah, because like 250 hours over 5 years isn't much if you ask me, you know? So, simple math. 250 hours over 5 years, that's 50 hours a year. 50 hours a year on a video game isn't much. But that's just my opinion. If you're really like if you're willing to learn a video game, how to play well and really put in the time, 50 hours a year isn't much. So why are you putting me on slow-mo? Oh, there you go. So yeah, I mean, it's a video game, you know? It's a video game that requires a lot of practice, and the quick switching thing is the hardest. That's figuring out, you know, like... And the funny thing is, you know, once you figure out... Like... So, my advice to you, Lightwing, is just practice on quick switching. To begin with, practice on quick switching PB Rocket. That's the first thing you have to learn how to master, right? Because that's a long-range combo, so it keeps you out of harm's way. You can take out things from distance, okay? So work on that first. Once you have that mastered, then start working on your PB SSG. So precision bolt and shotgun, super shotgun. Once you have that mastered, you know, then you can sort of play around with maybe PB sticky. PB Ballista is also okay for taking out Marauders and things like that, but like those are the basics, right? And then after that, if you want to, you know, better your movement, Ballista boosting, yeet hooking, yeah, those types of things, right? I had 50 hours a week when that came out. Oh yeah, easily. So Yuckmuth, like I played Eternal on both. I first bought Eternal on PS4. I played like I didn't have a PC back then. I only had a PlayStation. So I first bought Eternal on PS4. I played that game for like 1,000 hours on PS4. And then I bought it on PC. And now I have like 1,500 hours on PC. I still remember the day I picked up 2016 and played on I'm Too Young to Die 2 times. Yeah. I mean, 2016 is not it's I don't really like it. I had fun when I played it way back when, once or twice, but that was it. I didn't really find enjoyment in it otherwise. But great atmosphere, great storytelling. That's for sure. Turn cheats on infinite ammo and practice in a room. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what I would do, you know, Yuckmuth, I'm sure you're going to agree with me on this, but go to Urdak. Urdak has you start off in Urdak like in a big round room. Just go in there and practice infinite ammo and just practice your comboing. I do like Ballista PB, SSG, chain gun, shield with a punch involved. Yeah, but there you go. You know, like I might try UN soon when I become a bit free. Yeah, before you try UN though on Eternal, make sure you master all these things, right? All right, now we have this little cancer. I'm not gonna play around with this guy. There you go. Quick Agadon Hunter kill right there. I think I have something to grab here first. All these encounters somewhat feel hard in the base game, but we kick ass in Ripatorium. Feels weird. Yeah, but just keep in mind that in Ripatorium you have full health and everything is fully maxed out and everything. Like, just keep it. So that's the thing about this game, right? Is that right now I'm still not fully packed, on health and armor. So I'm just way more vulnerable, right? Ripatorium, you're maxed out and everything. This room used to cause trouble, I remember. This room, like, I remember when I would come in here and you had those two chain gunners there, and then you had that Revenant, I would be like, fuck! I wouldn't know who to go for first. And I would want to go for the Revenant, and then those two guys would just, like, pepper me with their bullets, and I'd be like, I just die so much here. Like, it's a tricky room for sure. There's so much amazing tech in Eternal 2, it makes the game so damn good. Yeah, it does. It does. There's so much to learn, like, When I compare myself to somebody like Sylar is probably the best Eternal player there is. When I compare myself to him, I'm like, fuck, I still suck, man. Yeah, I'll wait. American Eagle. Yeah, American Eagle. Yes, yuck, but sorry. American Eagle. Yeah. But Sylar's also really good, but American Eagle is also he's up there for sure. Yeah. I like American Eagle. He's a fun guy, man. I got you there. You were about to ambush me, you little shit. There you go. If you're a roguelike guy, you should try out Returnal sometime, Vidaz. That game is something else. So, Lightwing, I actually have Returnal. I played it way back when it came out on PC, and I finished it. It wasn't for me, though. Like, I like the roguelike sort of aspect of it, but I think it's way better executed in other games, other roguelikes I've played. So it wasn't really for me. But I thought the gunplay, there was some stuff about it. And also, one thing that really bothered me about Returnal was the performance. Performance was terrible for me on PC. It was really, Like, I had a beefy PC to run it, and I couldn't get above, like, if I went above 60 FPS, I'd be lucky. It wasn't very, I don't know. I had a lot of issues with the game. Too many issues. And I know what you mean. Yeah, it does have some eternal DNA, but I don't know. It wasn't for me. But I mean, the game graphically looks good, no question about that. But yeah, nah. Played it once. I'm not gonna touch it again. Oh damn! I just played it last December and I found it rewarding. But yeah, game suffers from memory leak issues and auto low texture issues. Yeah, exactly. It's poorly optimized. It's really poorly optimized. Good night, UK time, up at 5 a.m. Good stream. See you again. Sub. Thanks, bro. Thank you so much. I'll be on, I think, probably tomorrow. So catch you there, maybe. And good night. And yeah, take care. So yeah. Cool. All right, Lightwing, I think I'm going to bounce. There's a football game I'd like to watch. So I'm going to leave now. And I'll continue. I'll continue this tomorrow, and it's actually been really. I've actually been enjoying playing Pandemonium on stream because, like, I don't have to worry. Because, like, what's annoying, I like Ultra Nightmare, but I think the problem is when I do it on stream is that number one, I'm not as focused on the game, and then number two, when I die, I fucking hate starting from scratch again. You know what I mean? Pandemonium is a lot more stream friendly. Yeah. No, I mean the pressure is you have to start from the very beginning of the level, which is, you know, the game is teaching you a lesson, right? It's giving you a little slap on the wrist, telling you, you know, you haven't mastered this level yet. Sorry, but you have to do that again, right? So, but it's still more, it's more stream friendly, for me at least. Because Ultra Nightmare, you really have to be fully focused, especially on 300% damage to player. You know, like any small mistake, you're punished and game over. And I feel like that works better for me on Pandemonium. So, yeah. All right, cool. I'm off. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Lightwing and whoever else is watching, thank you so much. I'll probably be on tomorrow, I think. It's Friday, so I'll be able to stream a bit later as well, hopefully. So, yeah. GG's. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. Yeah, Lightwing, take care. Take care, guys. Bye. See ya.